Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, May 20th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 685 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Ransomware: should paying hacker ransoms be illegal? He traveled to India to help his father. A bureaucratic tangle means he cannot get home. 35 House Republicans vote with Democrats to pass bill establishing January 6th Commission. Family members kill neighbor in tragic case of mistaken identity, Texas sheriff says. Capitol Police officers reportedly write anonymous letter expressing profound disappointment at GOP opposition to January 6th Commission. Pro-Israel and pro-Palestine demonstrators clash in violence outside consulate in NYC. Capitol Police distances itself from an unofficial statement from officers expressing profound disappointment in GOP leaders' refusal to support January 6th Commission. World's largest iceberg breaks off in Antarctica. Idaho woman's last-minute decision to stop in Vegas pays off with massive jackpot win. Teacher disarmed school shooter, hugged her until help came. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Dow Jones Futures, stock market rallies slashes losses, Bitcoin keeps moving late, Target, Facebook, Google and buys owns, Investors Business Daily. Lightfoot says she will only give one-on-one interviews to journalists of color, NBC Chicago. Warriors vs. Lakers preview, how do you stop Steph Curry, Chinua Angolik Jr., ESPN. Blinken and Lavrov hold first high-level meeting of Biden's presidency as Russia tensions simmer, CNN. Why is the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies falling, CBS News. The case of Long Island's disappearing brood X cicadas, The New York Times. Netflix is getting a trilogy of Fear Street movies in July, The Verge. Ionescu continues to live up to the hype, and it's exactly what the WNBA needs, Deadspin. Demi Lovato comes out as non-binary and reveals new pronouns, Entertainment Tonight. Incident SARS-CoV-2 infection among non-vaccinated and unvaccinated nursing home residents NEJM.org. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. House votes to establish Capitol riot commission over Republican opposition. I'm scared, video captures deadly arrest of black man in Louisiana. Trump acquitted Rubio likely to face Trump prosecutor Demings in Senate race. Mike Pence's own brother opposes the Capitol riot commission. Capitol Police officers, inconceivable to downplay Capitol riot. Danny Masterson's ex testifies she had to pull hair to stop rape. Tulsa race massacre survivors recall century-old horrors during congressional hearing. Sex and the City revival adds Sarah Ramirez as first non-binary character. Sinead O'Connor says Prince assaulted her during a pillow fight. So no one told you the Friends reunion trailer was going to make you cry this hard. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Lollapalooza tickets on sale, vaccine requirement. Demand for backyard pools is through the roof. Leaders plead for end to gun violence. Dentist moves to rural area to provide care. Mother accused of killing her daughter. Nearly 60 horses close to drowning in flash flood. Doctor was waiting on an Uber when he was shot. Pet sitter lost client's dog after traveling. Veterans Memorial lost in flood rebuilt by mother who lost son in Iraq. Man faces drug delivery resulting in death charge. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. These twins lived together. In COVID, they died together. New cases in nursing homes fall dramatically after vaccinations. Cuomo investigation by U.S. examines virus tests for specials. House approves January 6 panel, Republicans move to block Senate path. A deluge unleashes floods in a Louisiana city still reeling from 2 hurricanes. Gaza, New York City, summer reading, your Wednesday evening briefing. Councilman says video shows retaliation over stand-in fatal police shooting. Scarred but resilient, New York City tiptoes toward normalcy. New political pressures push U.S. and Europe to stop Israel-Gaza conflict. Vaccinated travelers will be allowed to visit, EU says. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Colorado woman Stephanie Shamrowick spends vacation crossing U.S. cleaning up trash. Fresh Flurry gives Golden Knights big boost versus Wild. Cuomo scandal's only a surprise to people who haven't been watching Fox, Markowicz. Americans held hostage by Iran are human bargaining chips, family says. Vaccinated Nats player tests positive for COVID-19. With hits now scarce, no hitters on the rise. Fox Nation's Hero Dogs focuses on heroic K-9s in Afghanistan involved in Bergdahl mission, Bin Laden raid. Texas elementary school surprises cafeteria worker after she becomes a U.S. citizen. Facebook shuts down pro-Israel page after it was reportedly targeted by hate speech campaign. Convictions in baby's death tossed, couple freed from prison. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, May 20th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. PGA Championship preview, it's the toughest wind in golf, says Nick Faldo about ocean course at Kiowa Island. Caught on video, breaching orca slams into dolphin in midair. It is part murder mystery and part romance. Casey Wilson and Paul Skier preview season 3 of Showtime's Black Monday. CBS releases 2021 fall lineup highlighted by new seasons of Young Sheldon and Sis. Do rap lyrics amount to a murder confession? Widowed Army veteran believes they do. Video, teen beaten in middle of NYC street, robbed of Nike Air Force One sneakers, before UPS driver comes to rescue. Simply wondrous, trove of amazing prehistoric fossils discovered in California's Mokelumne River. The least wealthy 40% of Americans have zero wealth, author Michael Mechanic on book Jackpot. Child tax credit, when will parents get their first monthly check? Stimulus check, tax returns denied to woman, because IRS says she's dead. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Friends fans are not happy James Corden is hosting reunion special. Sebastian Shakespeare, a very uncivil war breaks out at the House of Bathurst. Chris Whitty is on first holiday in 2 years, but still checking up on the Indian variant. Martin Bashir will be found guilty of deceiving Princess Diana. Blackie Boy Pub in Newcastle to be renamed over fears it could cause offense. Jeremy Corbyn demands to know the nature of Britain's military relationship with Israel. Dan Wooten, COVID variants are going to be a fact of life for years. Nurse numbers hit an all-time high as staff delay retiring to help out during COVID pandemic. NHS should enroll all smokers on programs to help them quit tobacco, leading doctors say. Families escape to the countryside as first-time buyers return to the cities. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Tel Aviv was long known as the bubble for its distance from war. This time is different. EU to reopen borders to travelers with accepted vaccines. China, irked by the Quad, faces up to a wary world. In India, the deadliest day for any country since the pandemic began. The dividing line. Darwin's Arch, famed Galapagos rock formation, collapses from erosion. COVID-19 live updates. Fauci says the public is misinterpreting the CDC's latest mask guidance. Ex-minister says Brazil leader didn't interfere on pandemic. UN urges more vaccines for Africa, with only 2% now. Mexico's coronavirus deaths are plummeting. The Biden wall could be a factor. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors. The Guardian. This is the Guardian's U.S. news feed. House votes to establish commission to investigate Capitol attack. Live. Republicans flout mask requirement in U.S. House chamber. Fatal attraction. Rare corpse flower draws hundreds of onlookers. Cecil Rhodes statue at Oxford College should go, says independent report. Lee Evans, record-setting U.S. sprinter and 1968 Olympic activist, dies age 74. Burnley 0-3 Liverpool, Premier League, as it happened. Nat Phillips flourishes at both ends in Liverpool's win at Burnley. Where's the Tissue Box? New Friends, reunion trailer released by HBO Max, video. Idaho teacher disarmed school shooter and hugged her until help arrived. Florida researchers trace origins of monkey colony to farm escape. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Republicans rebel against mask requirement in House chamber. Pioneering comic Paul Mooney, a writer for Pryor, dies at 79. House approves January 6 commission bill. Bitcoin plunges amid China clampdown fears, fallout from Tesla's U-turn. 7 men charged in Ohio college students' alleged hazing death plead not guilty. Emergent Biosolutions faces questions from lawmakers in vaccine probe. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. The Venezuelans fleeing to Colombia to avoid fighting. Nord Stream 2, Biden waives U.S. sanctions on Russian pipeline. Could an app help protect Vietnam's paddy fields? 16-year-old try to break into China's live stream market. ASAP Rocky confirms he is dating Rihanna. Trump fumes as New York inquiry now a criminal probe. Myra Zulfikar, family appeal for justice. Belgian manhunt for heavily armed far-right soldier. When red alert comes, you only have 3 seconds. Adama Traore, how George Floyd's death energized French protests. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Reluctant Biden pushes to end Mideast violence. AP Top Stories May 19th p. House GOP Israel caucus defends Israel's rights. European Union to open for vaccinated travelers, Dr. Anthony Fauci says public misinterpreting CDC mask guidance, live COVID-19 updates. Arts centers reopen in London, as lockdown eases. Andrew Brown Jr.'s family to file civil rights lawsuit against deputies, lawyer says, what we know. Bars, restaurants reopen indoors across London. Pelosi, GOP leaders likely afraid of truth. Florida group fights for justice for Palestinians. Park officials had no idea what this mysterious blob was after discovering it off the North Carolina coast. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Robert the Durst had no reason to kill Susan Berman, defense says. LA sushi restaurant attack is being investigated as an anti-Semitic hate crime. Echo Park Lake to reopen May 26, 2 months after forced removal of homeless campers. Some teens don't think they need a COVID-19 vaccine. Officials say they are wrong. 2/3 of adults in California at least partially vaccinated. Windows up, 3 cars shot out on 91 freeway in Corona, similar incidents investigated. California considers dropping mask, distancing rules at workplaces if everyone vaccinated. Column, is a new homeless agency the answer for LA? I'm skeptical but keeping an open mind. Many Latino men haven't gotten vaccinated. Misinformation, fear and busy lives are factors. In Danny Masterson rape case, accuser says Scientologists try to protect actor. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, May 20th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Russia warns Israel it won't tolerate more civilian casualties in Gaza conflict. Palestine activists shut down Israeli drone maker's factory in Leicester, UK. Activists scale the UAV tactical systems building in an industrial area of Leicester. The factory built unmanned aerial vehicles that the protesters say have been used by Israel to attack the Gaza Strip. Nearly 100 tons of oil recently spilled in the Russian Arctic. Life of crime, Yakuza membership hits new record low. In the Netherlands, automatic weapons fired at police after failed robbery targeting €10,000 in valuables, 6 suspects in custody and 1 killed. Female journalist beaten, finger broken for refusing to delete vaccine interviews. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejects Biden call for significant de-escalation in Gaza conflict. An Ecuadorian policeman was sentenced to 3 years in prison for trying to traffic 185 baby giant tortoises off the Galapagos Islands. The reptiles were no more than 3 months old when they were found in airport luggage, destined for Guayaquil in mainland Ecuador. World's largest iceberg breaks off in Antarctica as glaciers retreat. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas wants Israel's war crimes punished by international courts. Biden tells Israel he expects significant de-escalation in Gaza as Lebanon border erupts again. Sirens sound in cities in Haifa area, rockets apparently fired from Lebanon. Facebook shuts down pro-Israel page with 77 million followers. Bangladeshi journalist could face death penalty for her COVID investigation. The next headlines are from Forbes. KCON, Tact for You at Stray Kids, ITZY, Astro, Joe 1 and More 2 Virtual K-Pop Festival. Is deep rub a missing ingredient for more efficient fracking in shale wells? It's time for the Chicago Bulls to move on from Lauri Markkanen. How Thuma made boring bed frames dreamy again. 35 House Republicans vote for January 6 commission in break with GOP leaders. The pursuit of prop and, unheralded but significant ingredient in fracking operations. House Democrats kill McCarthy effort to eliminate mask mandate. Can Manchester United afford to miss out on signing Harry Kane this summer? Apple Store turns 20. BTS, is End NCT Dream, excitement on the World Albums chart. The next headlines are from Nature.com. The nutritional quality of cereals varies geospatially in Ethiopia and Malawi. Unconventional viral gene expression mechanisms as therapeutic targets. Sensory neuron-derived TAFO4 promotes macrophage tissue repair functions. Gaseous atomic nickel in the coma of interstellar comet to Ibarisiv. Mirnats repress, mapped eye, translation and aid proteostasis in neurodegeneration. Cortex-dependent corrections as the tongue reaches for and misses targets. Tackling systemic racism requires the system of science to change. discovery, characterization and engineering of ligases for amide synthesis. In vivo CRISPR base editing of PCSK9, durably lowers cholesterol in primates. Iron and nickel atoms in cometary atmospheres even far from the sun. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,706,287,437 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Share biopic from Mamma Mia producers, Eric Roth in the works at Universal. From new installments of CSI Toon Sis, CBS 2021 upfront trailers ranked. Every major studio got together to declare the big screen is back, but it was a lot we'd seen before. 2021 music festivals, how to buy tickets for Bonnaroo Rolling Loud, and more. Bad Boys for Life directors Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah to helm Batgirl for Warner Brothers. Viacom CBS upfront recap, more emphasis on mountain of content, as individual networks are downplayed. Pink, All I Know So Far review, she's still a rock star, and a mom, in a minor but winning backstage concert documentary. Friends apartment Lego kit comes with a canoe, a turkey and a Janice minifig. John Bernthal, Jamie Hector, Josh Charles to star in HBO series We Own This City from The Wire team. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Monica Barbaro spy series ordered at Netflix. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. What is this COVAX program that the U.S. is pouring millions of vaccines into? He risked his life for his platoon in Korea. At 94, he will get a Medal of Honor. Lawmakers grill vaccine factory executives about manufacturing mistakes. Why Ford unveiling an electric F-150 is a big deal. EU takes a step to letting in more vaccinated tourists. What we know so far about the Trump Organization criminal investigation. The governor of Texas has signed a law that bans abortion as early as 6 weeks. Timeline, Israel-Hamas fighting takes a dire toll with no end in sight. House passes bill to investigate Capitol riot, but its fate in Senate is unclear. American cops are under pressure to rely less on guns and take more personal risk. The following headlines are from The Week. House votes to establish a January 6th commission. Netanyahu says he's determined to continue Gaza airstrikes. Oldest living survivor of Tulsa race massacre shares her powerful testimony. Salma Hayek almost died from COVID-19. There are actually two distinct conflicts in Israel. It's important to distinguish them. The Daily Gossip, A$AP Rocky calls Rihanna the one, Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop is getting sued over its exploding vagina candles, and more. A$AP Rocky confirms romance with Rihanna, the love of my life. The cast of Friends is back in Monica's NYC apartment in new reunion trailer. HBO Max's new ad-supported subscription tier will cost $5 less a month. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Yet again, Texas lawmakers face crisis conditions in Texas prisons. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Astronauts could dust off themselves and equipment on the moon with an electron beam. Super blood moon total lunar eclipse set for May 26th. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, May 20th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. At long last, a radio telescope on the moon's far side. How to capture Mercury's sodium tail. May-June 2021, a special pair of eclipses. Regulus and the first quarter moon on May 19th. Why not an eclipse at every full and new moon? What is an eclipse season? The next news is from Politico. Facebook set up Special Operations Center for content related to Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Coronavirus vaccine booster trial begins in UK. Biden's missing man in Jerusalem. U.S. Russian diplomats exchange stern words ahead of Biden-Putin summit. Democrats defeat Republican attempt to change House mask regulations. Anti-China policies risk racism at home and a new Cold War abroad, progressives warn. Anonymous statement on Capitol Police letterhead roils January 6 riot commission debate. Sherrod Brown presses Biden bank cop to take harder line on cryptocurrency. GOP defections over January 6 commission deliver rebuke to McCarthy. Trump unloads on New York Attorney General after reports of criminal probe. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Best of Cartoons, May 20, 2021. Hoodoo Gurus return to WA with US indie rockers the Dandy Warhols. Cartoons of the Week. A seat on Bezos' space rocket is going for $2.8 million and counting. Australian News Live, herd immunity at risk over COVID vaccine strategy, Israel-Palestine conflict death toll rises. Qantas flags $2 billion loss, pushes for international travel late this year. Target time and super quiz, Thursday, May 20th. Brood X cicada swarm emerges in U.S., drawing waves of tourists. How the food you eat may improve your mood. Premier unveils $7.5 million in incentive to attract interstate tourism staff. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Moneyest, my siblings live in our late mother's home. They're forcing me to sign over my share if I don't pay for renovations. What can I do? The Moneyest, my wife and I defrauded the government by hiding income. Now we're divorcing, and she's threatening to ruin us both. When was the last time you saw Paris? As the EU relaxes travel restrictions, American tourists still face hurdles. The Fed takes baby step towards scaling back its bond purchases. The Fed officials express support for permanent repo facilities in April minutes. FA Center, why you should be worried now that investors are confident enough to buy and hold stocks. HBO Max to launch at supported tier in June, for $9.99 a month. Lawrence A. Cunningham's Quality Investing, why Bitcoin's bust and the crypto cult threaten all investors. The Tell, why China crypto crackdown sparked a Bitcoin crash, and could feed a backlash. What's worth streaming? Here's what's coming to Netflix in June 2021, and what's leaving. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. CAFC rejects Bio-Rad's co-ownership defense and employer-employee patent spat, IAM. 5 best patent attorneys in Phoenix, Kev's best. Business of Science, how to register a patent, Nature.com. Patent to beam adverts into cars worrying, according to safety expert, Sunday Times Driving. Sosei Hectors announces that the third novel drug candidate from its multi-target drug discovery collaboration with Pfizer has started clinical trials, Biospace. Commonwealth Magazine. The next headlines are from Quartz. Google is making search wars by making it easier. Is Amazon hugely undervalued? The Rock accounts for a third of Hollywood's lead roles for Asians and Pacific Islanders. Thrifting. What Bank of America's new $25 minimum wage means for everyone else. Why it's smart to order the second cheapest wine on the menu. The biggest effort to vaccinate the developing world is falling apart. The legacy of inside-out office design. Biden is pushing community colleges even as attendance plummets. Trump criminal investigation, UK's China watchers, high energy light. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Content moderation case study, newsletter platform Substack lets users make most of the moderation calls, 2020. Elon Musk makes it clear Starlink won't have the capacity to disrupt US broadband. Scammers use the public sphere of copyright culture to trick people into installing malware. Governments around the world want to require local employees of internet firms, so they have people to jail. Daily Deal, the complete mobile and app development bundle. FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr not interested in Baltimore prosecutors' request to have the FCC investigate her critics. Facing growing pressure to suck less, Big Telecom claims broadband is super cheap. It is decidedly not. Mozilla, Google asks Mauritius Gov to abandon its plan to intercept, decrypt all social media traffic originating in the country. Department of Justice dropped its subpoena for Noon's all Twitter account 1 week after Twitter called BS on its demands. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Liverpool. Maddie in the morning. Houston weather. Barack Obama. Play-in tournament. Malcolm X. Friends reunion. ASAP Rocky. Billy Porter. Pittsburgh Penguins. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Ongoing Gaza campaign unlikely to help Netanyahu stay in power, Israel's former PM Ehud Olmert tells RT. Sorry, that's racism. Chicago mayor offers interviews only to black or brown reporters citing need for diversity. U.S. waives sanctions against Nord Stream company and CEO as Blinken and Lavrov meet in Iceland. Georgia woman wanted for battery after brutal restaurant beatdown caught on camera, graphic video. Tyson Fury challenges Anthony Joshua to bare knuckle bout after rival calls him fraud over collapsed super fight. AOC leads group of Democrats in likely futile effort to block sale of bombs to Israel over Gaza conflict. UK launches 7 vaccine trial to test COVID jab booster shots. Colonial Pipeline CEO confirms paying $4.4 million ransom to hackers, says he did it for America. Russian Chelsea superfan and ex-Playboy stunner hails Tuchel revolution but warns of stern Man City Champions League test, photos. Unfairly attacked by corrupt political system, Trump hits back after NYAG launches criminal investigation into family business. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Chip shortage enters danger zone as lead times reach new record. The dystopian future in which almost no one owns a car. Nearly 20% of Seattle cops quit amid national protests, budget cuts. Johns Hopkins doctor, closed schools are an American disgrace. DeFi defunct, crypto lender cock-up mistakenly credits users with millions in Bitcoin. On the January 2017 Felony Flynn leaks. Google searches for cryptocurrency hit all-time high as Tom Brady buys the dip. Trump responds after New York goes after Trump.org, launches criminal investigation. The tightening news or widening gyre of the woke revolution? Crypto, crude, and crappy stocks dump and pump as Fed sparks dollar spike. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Letters of truth from South to end Korea strain Moon's diplomacy. Colombia mass demonstrations reflect a deep national crisis. Wild ride, Bitcoin plunges 31% at breakfast, surges 33% at lunch. EU presents WTO plan to boost COVID vaccine output. Free Bitcoin, lender BlockFi mistakenly sends some users crypto. U.S. should not be rubber stamping weapons sales to Israel, AOC. Video shows grisly death of black man in police custody, AP. Asia disputes IEA's call to curb new oil, gas, coal investments. Amazon plans for new Alabama warehouse after U.S. union defeat. What is behind Israel's targeting of prominent buildings in Gaza? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Rush Limbaugh removed from Missouri Senate bill. Unchristen's 10-year offer to 1,619 Project author Nicole Hannah-Jones. Sanctuary State Washington sued for trying to close ICE facilities holding criminal illegal aliens. 5 Oregon counties vote to secede and join Idaho. Defense points finger at Molly Tibbetts' boyfriend at trial to exonerate accused illegal alien. Stacey Abrams to deliver keynote speech at Tulsa Massacre commemoration. Exclusive Mike Pompeo, Biden has unleashed myriad crises on America, world, Republicans must never give an inch. Greg McElroy on Jags signing Tebow at tight end, I think it's a stupid move. Video, woman in Georgia Little Caesars caught in wild brawl. Top GOP on House Armed Services Committee to take on political bias in military against conservatives. The next headlines are from UPI News. Virginia woman wins $250,000 lottery prize while helping a friend. Watch, woman reunited with class ring she didn't know was lost. South Carolina angler lands 173-pound spinner shark for state record. Look, Virginia troopers rescue kitten from vehicle's engine compartment. Watch, makeup bag filled with cash found on public bus, return to owner. Look, mystery blob washes up on North Carolina beach. Watch, 2,000-pound rare rock unearthed at Oregon construction site. Indian artist carves 212 link chain from pencil graphite. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. 12 critically endangered red wolf pups are born in North Carolina, a conservation baby boom. Bus driver desperate to see terminally ill mom stunned by offers of help from community. Size doesn't matter but for the heart size as whale calf found to have been adopted by dolphin mom. UK's oldest foundry forged Liberty Bell and Big Ben, now the public is fighting a boutique hotel to save Whitechapel. Nimble cat walks away after 5-story fall onto Chicago street, watch. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, May 20th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Famous flower pops up at abandoned Bay Area gas station, draws crowds. Goodwill stores have a message, please stop donating trash. We marched with British hippies against New World Order. Fungus full of psychedelic drugs could cause Indiana brood X cicadas' butts to fall off. GOP Senator Rick Scott, the real enemy is systemic socialism. Vladimir, seeking sanctuary for whale-dubbed a Russian spy. Man beat girlfriend to death with potted plant at long-term care facility, authorities say. Alien life looks more and more likely. Catholics are ready. Religious traditions have always believed that we share the universe with angels, demons and other non-humans. Hanged alligator chases people through Wendy's parking lot in Florida. Protester comes with sheep in front of Raj Bhavan, gets Governor Danker's goat. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Can Google really build a practical quantum computer by 2029? The Church of AI is dead, so what's next for robots and religion? How much does it cost to maintain an app? It's baffling that turning tech off and on again works, but I'm glad it does. This company thinks wood pulp could be the future of EV batteries. Learn how to launch your podcasting empire with this $30 course bundle. 5 big privacy-focused features coming to Android 12. Here's how much your stolen personal data is worth on the dark web. California's DMV taking Tesla to task over misleading self-driving claims. WhatsApp has 7 days to respond to India's privacy policy complaint. The following headlines are from Science Daily. High levels of contaminants in killer whales. Closer to gene therapy that would restore hearing for the congenitally deaf. Did Earth's early rise in oxygen help multicellular life evolve? What happens in the brain when we imagine the future? A new theory for what's happening in the brain when something looks familiar. A gentler strategy for avoiding childhood dental decay. New framework incorporating renewables and flexible carbon capture. The next headlines are from Information Week. Formula 1, NFL, and NHL work on their hustle with Oz. Chief data officers help steer digital transformations. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, May 20th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA statement on China's Huron Mars rover photos. 3 students named winners of Artemis Moon Pod Essay Contest. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Salt Lake Bees 2 open Smith's Ballpark to full capacity. Protest over critical race theory hits House floor, Democrats stage walkout. Police incident closes highway near Nephi and Scipio. Utah legislature votes to ban schools from requiring face masks this fall. State to put $7.6 million toward recreation projects. Attention Salt Lake City residents, your water and sewer bills are poised to go up. See how much. Utah Jazz will be rested after a week between games, but will they be rusty? Plus, Donovan Mitchell's status remains murky. Russell Moore, Baptist ethicist and Trump critic, to leave ERLC for Christianity Today. Busker Fest returns for Memorial Day weekend, timed with the closure of downtown SLC streets. Mormon land, the ever-evolving nature of LDS proselytizing and the emergence of tailor-made mission service. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Bitcoin, Dogecoin see big drops after China reiterates ban on crypto services. Sidewalk Labs launches Pebble, a sensor that uses real-time data to manage city parking. Freenode IRC staff quit after new owner seizes control of network. Google plans to build a commercial quantum computer by 2029. Frontier lead about internet speed, FTC says in post-net neutrality case. Microsoft is finally retiring Internet Explorer in 2022. Colonial Pipeline CEO tells why he paid hackers a $4.4 million ransom. Google rekindles interest in RSS. Zoom events will try to recreate the in-person conference experience. 20 firms produce 55% of world's plastic waste, report reveals. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. U.S. House votes to create bipartisan commission on January 6 Capitol riot. St. Charles Sr. donates college savings after receiving full ride scholarship. Family of 8-year-old girl killed in 2019 after high school football game speaks out about unsolved murder. University of Missouri System schools get tuition increase. Marygrove Hope and Healing campaign aims to raise $150K in 24 hours. Man pleads guilty to 2019 fatal carjacking of Pine Lawn nurse. Sunset Hills police asking for help with identifying suspect in gas station robbery. Area hospitals seeing an all-time low number of COVID patients. St. Charles County native behind Barstool Sports let them play classic golf tournament. Centene CEO, Missouri Medicaid decision an embarrassment. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Police search new location in Miami lead investigation. House votes to create panel to probe January 6th insurrection. Supervisors approve creation of new environmental justice office. We are at a crisis point. My heart lifted. Milite family has productive meeting with detectives. Participants wanted for UCSD Health clinical trial on treating migraines with cannabis. Council member supports Memorial Bridge for Max at Mission Trails Park. Padres get some star power back. Tatis, Hosmer return. San Diego Symphony readies for first concert at the Shell. Coast Guard brings in $220 in cocaine from drug busts at sea. Man pleads guilty to fatally shooting girlfriend in Point Loma parking lot. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Spy, do not buy this tip yet. Stocknews.com. How a tiny Czech village was caught up in a huge Russian spy case. GPS Tracker Market Report 2021, COVID-19, Qualitative Analysis and Competitive Industry Scenario 2026. MI5 paying microcomputer expert 1.5 M for spy camera as small as a grain of salt. What's going on with the spy today, Benzinga? 21 Airbnb horror stories, from hidden cameras to mandatory shoe covers. Cybersecurity Today, May 19, 2021, data breach at an international student insurer, avoid stalkerware and the latest business email scam. IT business. John Lee Carr fans are getting one more novel. Keeping foreign spyware out of US, made drones is harder than you think. Cybersecurity Today, May 19, 2021, data breach at an international student insurer, avoid stalkerware and the latest business email scam. IT World Canada News. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marines complete the longest convoy in recent history. U.S. Air Force taps Wolverine tube for next-generation cargo pallets. U.S. Air Force awards new contract to Northrop Grumman for RQ-4 surveillance drone. Pentagon awards $325 M contract to buy systems for M-code GPS modules. U.S. Space Force receives first modernized SBIRS missile warning satellite. Belarus confirms Russian-made Yak-130 jet crashed. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. The two Chinese government moves that spook the Bitcoin market. Mysterious vibrations lead to evacuation of Shenzhen skyscraper, prompting speculation about substandard construction. Sign up for SupChina AM. Chinese automaker Chang'an Ford apologizes for raunchy ad. Huron was born from one global crisis. Will it survive the next? The death of Jiang Qing, aka Madam Now. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Woman assaults teacher, students at Santa Rosa School, vandalizes classroom. CA Fish and Wildlife, Dungeness crab season cut short. House votes to investigate deadly January 6th Capitol attack. DMV simplifies Real ID applications. Boyfriend arrested in death of toddler whose heart was ripped in half. Attack on Jewish diners in Los Angeles investigated as possible hate crime. Warriors-Lakers preview, Curry, James renew rivalry. Crews contain two separate fires in San Jose. Wind gusts reach over 50 miles per hour in San Francisco. How wildfire-ravaged Big Basin is getting a boost from Newsom budget. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Suburban mayors, Preckwinkle speak out against proposed funding cut. State Senate passes legislation that would track sexual assault in schools. Ex-officers face charges in arrest of woman with dementia. DuPage leads region in fully vaccinated rate, Chicago highest by numbers alone. Heavy rains in Texas, Louisiana add to misery in flood zones. State Education Board votes for return to full in-person learning this fall. Pritzker announces 6-year, $20.7 billion road, bridge improvement plan. Trailblazer Corinne Wood, Illinois first female lieutenant governor, dies of cancer. Is La Russa losing support in White Sox's clubhouse? The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Not just toll rates, Washington's ferry fares could be increasing. The Seattle that could have been, proposed versions of the city that failed to pass. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in southeast Indian Ridge May 19, 2021 16:08 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.7 m, depth 10 km, in southern East Pacific rise May 19, 2021, 0:42 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Stromboli in Italy. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, May 20th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Man accused of shooting wife to death in Northwest Harris County, sheriff says. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs heartbeat bill, banning abortions early as 6 weeks. Heavy rain continues to fall across the Houston area. Slap in the face, state spends $350K on accused Santa Fe shooter while families wait. Lidell grants exoneration paves way for possible $80K payout for each year he was in prison. Break-ins at several Independence Heights churches worry pastors and neighbors. Jackknifed 18-wheeler on Southwest Freeway causing traffic backups in Fort Bend County. Cruise to Harris Company residence, don't dump your debris. 2 in custody after robbery at McDonald's in Northwest Harris Company, authorities say. New Jersey chicken restaurant blends Nashville heat with Pakistani flavor. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Patriots sign 4th-round draft pick, RB Ramondre Stevenson. Top U.S., Russia diplomats spar firmly but politely in Iceland. Report, tenure offer revoked from Slavery Project journalist. Utah Democrats walk out ahead of race curriculum debate. The latest, UN seeks $38 million for emergency needs in Gaza. The latest, Detroit Archbishop ends mask rule for vaccinated. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, alleged insurrectionist has supremely bad dentist appointment. Brooklyn teacher killed in hit and run while crossing deadly Greenpoint roadway. Challenger accuses Queens Democratic Council incumbent of colluding with Republicans. Cuomo, NY summer camps must require masks for unvaccinated kids and staff. No one understands why the next mayoral debate is set to be virtual. 1 worker killed, another injured in elevator collapse at Mott Haven building. Parks Department, conservationists release 30-year plan to protect NYC wetlands. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Early edition, can we all just finally agree that UFOs are real? Asian man loses part of finger in alleged Hell's Kitchen hate crime. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. China's firms gain a foothold in South America as energy providers. Sexual violence survivors in Dr. Congo caught in crisis of catastrophic magnitude. Report reveals progress on environmentally protected areas, but quality must improve. Arbitrary expulsions of migrants in Chile must stop immediately, urge rights experts. COVID-19 pandemic feeding drivers of conflict and instability in Africa, Reuters. Syria, prolonged violence, violation and abuse bound to affect generations to come. County climate risk profiles critical and timely for Kenya's struggling smallholders. Global trade soars in first quarter, but services still in doldrums. Successful crop innovation is mitigating climate crisis impact in Africa. When battling COVID-19 becomes a national policy disaster. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Technocrat vaccine passports will inflict economic, social carnage. In 1983, Dr. Fauci deceptively attempted to link AIDS to children and failed. Florida tax collector admits to child sex trafficking, including two fellow politicians. No longer civil, New York goes after Trump. Org launches criminal investigation. Governments around the world offer extravagant bribes in desperate effort to increase COVID vaccine uptake. Ford to halt production of F-150, Bronco Sport and other vehicles due to chip shortage. Total tyranny, we'll all be targeted under the government's new pre-crime program. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot granting interviews only to black or brown journalists. Trained by years of guerrilla war, Yemen's Houthis want to export their revolution to Palestine. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Hetty from CIS, Los Angeles highlighted in misleading ad. Republican leaders turn against bipartisan January 6th commission. Did U.S. Capitol Police release a statement on January 6th commission? Is this pic of super self-thunderstorm cloud real? Did an old Icelandic translation of Dracula turn out to be fanfiction? Hundreds in California line up for blooming corpse flower. Did Mark McCloskey announce he was running for U.S. Senate? Officials, prison sergeant smuggled meth-laced lollipops. What does non-binary gender mean? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Instagram post spread Texas lawmakers' false claims on vaccine testing. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. House passes bill creating January 6th commission over GOP objections. Russian oligarch's ex-wife hires ex-military team to seize his mega yacht. Fox News star Geraldo Rivera, U.S. complicit in Israel's crime against humanity. AG's move to criminal probe is a red alert for the Trump org. Laughing cops charged for violent arrest of woman with dementia. Husband arrested for murder 11 years after claiming wife was shot during struggle with intruder. Biden CDC chief keeps changing her story and confusing everyone. Molly Tippett's killer recalled covering her with cornstalks, prosecutor says in trial opening. McConnell comes out against January 6th commission. This luxe, yet affordable bedding made me a better sleeper. The next headlines are from the New York Post. The truth behind Kyrie Irving, the most misunderstood man in sports. Cult mentality, Louisiana megachurch accused of abusing teens. House passes bill to establish commission to investigate January 6th attack on Capitol. Dave Chappelle flies in for shows to put NY comedy back in the spotlight. Silicon Valley uses socially awkward and the spectrum to cover their sins. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Have astrophysicists finally discovered primordial black holes? Where did the universe's antimatter go? Scientists inch closer to solving the mystery. Snapshot I, Hubble reconstructs a supernova. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Top of famed Darwin's Arch collapses from erosion. New York City reopens after being pandemic's epicenter. Famed Darwin's Arch collapses due to erosion in Galapagos Islands. CDC says U.S. can be cautiously optimistic as COVID cases and deaths fall. Millions taking immunosuppressive medications at risk for reduced response to COVID vaccines. India's vaccine rollout slows as COVID-19 death toll climbs. U.S. behind Russia, China in sending vaccines to nations in need. 16 states report no coronavirus deaths. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Philadelphia dims its skyline following a mass collisions that killed thousands of birds. House authorizes 9/11 style probe of Capitol attack, but Senate GOP working to block the bipartisan effort. NYAG has criminally probed Trump at least since March, adding to ex-president's legal woes. New York COVID restrictions lifted, Cuomo calls changes a milestone. Unruly passenger forces American Airlines flight to Dallas to land in Seattle. Hoops, polar bear cub at Berlin Zoo is the product of siblings. CIT, news viewers mooned on live air in New Jersey. Tennessee governor quietly signs fifth anti-trans bill this session, bans treatment for trans youth. 31 bricks of cocaine wash ashore on Alabama beach. Dutch police kill one in shootout, arrest 6 others after armored truck heist. The following headlines are from military.com. This new Navy tool will help commanders see risk of sexual assault in their unit. We need you badly, Biden tells new Coast Guard officers in commencement address. It's official, legendary Army Ranger Ralph Puckett to receive Medal of Honor at 94. UFOs are real, and the U.S. needs answers, former military officials say. Marco Rubio wants you to know what the military knows about UFOs. Some Air Force, Space Force officers can now opt out of promotions, here's why. Fort Stewart to honor Iraq War hero Alwyn Cash's Medal of Honor remains in limbo. National Guard chief says troops have been requested to stay at US Mexico border beyond September. Belarusian military jet crashes, killing 2. $14 billion contract marks start of new push to build US F-16 fighters for partner nations. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Illinois schools must reopen full-time this fall, but mandate raises new questions about who will still qualify for remote learning and how quarantines will work. Mayor Lori Lightfoot chooses only reporters of color for interviews ahead of 2-year anniversary, sparking debate over media diversity and access. The Spin, Rep. Mary Miller warned after defying U.S. House's mask rules, report Trump cannot quit hammering Chicago. Lightfoot focuses on media inequality. Man sentenced to 12 years in prison in connection with fatal shooting of Chicago police officer's son in 2016. Chicago reopens. Chicago aldermen look to crack down on problem tow truck operators with licensing plan. Champaign officer killed, another wounded, suspect fatally shot in exchange of gunfire, police say. Gary woman charged in fatal Hobart stabbing, man already charged. Residents join search for missing 12-year-old boy, Kieran Carter, in Hammond. The ultimate goal is to find him safe. Man twice convicted in 1970s in connection with killings faces new murder charge in West Side shooting, prosecutor says. The following headlines are from FIS.org. China postpones launch of rocket carrying space station supplies. Highest bid for Blue Origin's maiden voyage $2.6 million and climbing. Chinese Mars rover beams back first photos. Hot summers, intense burn season seed zombie fires, study. Protected areas cover a sixth of Earth's land and freshwater. Silicon chips combine light and ultrasound for better signal processing. Soya kits provide earning power for women entrepreneurs in Malawi. The Great Dying, the abrupt collapse of forest mire, Glissopteris, ecosystems in high southern latitudes. White shark population is small but healthy off the coast of Central California. Nuclear terrorism could be intercepted by neutron gamma detector that pinpoints source. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, May 20th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Mariners manager Scott Surveys has one critical idea for how to ignite Seattle's slumping bats. Chilton hopes good day at Indy helps Carlin turn corner. U.S. says it opposes UN resolution calling for Gaza ceasefire. Chicago mayor, reporters of color get 2-year mark interviews. Former Tennessee officer indicted in death of missing man. 2 teens killed in California party bus shooting identified. Maskless in Seattle. Court declares Texas man innocent after DNA cleared him. Tatis homers, 4 for 4 in return, Padres beat Rockies 3-0. Senators reach bipartisan deal to reform USPS finances, tighten accountability requirements. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. No more whack-a-mole, public health directors decry lack of new funding in Newsom budget. San Jose Sharks now no odds of winning an HL draft lottery. Letters, viable site sheriff candidates vaccine requirement short-term conscience U.S. role. Studies find hospitalization data overstate kids' COVID risk. Athletics Matt Chapman continues gradual ascent to past form versus Astros. Palo Alto, council tells Cato Investments to build Wellesley project somewhere else. House approves commission to investigate January 6 attack. Letters, do something reliable water housing help short-term conscience cryptocurrency and cybercrime. Video, sheriff says girl, 11, fought off suspected kidnapper. Oakland's Brown Sugar Kitchen files Chapter 11 to focus on restructuring, expansion. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Brian Butte sees Big Hun game with Joel Greenberg, Matt Gaetz wingman. Kamala Harris urges Asian Americans to turn hate crime outrage into political power. House passes bill to create January 6 commission, 35 Republicans join Democrats. National Guard mission guarding U.S. Capitol ending by Sunday. Kamala Harris, Guatemalan corruption, injustice are barriers to solving U.S.'s border problem. Russia in line to take control of Arctic Council. Brad Witt, Oregon Democrat, didn't intend to trade vote for sexual favors, investigator concludes. Club for Growth warns support for spending bills upending GOP's path to winning back Congress. Biden to award Medal of Honor to Korean war hero. Taxpayers paid to taste test toilet water. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Chuck Schumer rejects Joe Manchin's voting rights strategy. PRO-Act holdout Mark Kelly served on gig and restaurant company boards. Mississippi's only abortion clinic is at the center of the fight for the future of Roe v. Wade. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner trounces police-backed primary challenger. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Fresh insight into protein production inside brain cells could help tackle Parkinson's. Research team develops new class of soft materials. New study shows flies mutant for schizophrenia-associated genes respond well to antipsychotics. No level of smoke exposure is safe. Workplace pandemic protocols impact employee behavior outside work. How a small fish coped with being isolated from the sea. Parental consumption shapes how teens think about and use cannabis. Unexpected black swan defect discovered in soft matter for first time. Study shows sharp decrease in Texas childhood vaccination rates during pandemic. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Sexual assault in schools, life-sustaining medical treatment, marriage license language all addressed in state bills. The train thing is good. Feds put man on trial for allegedly hiring hitman to kill wife's uncle. Watch, Jennifer Hudson plays Aretha Franklin in first trailer for Respect. Anthony Rizzo feeling okay after dealing with lower back tightness. City in transition, New York Vice to turn page on pandemic. Seller of vaccine disinformation has YouTube channel removed. Man wanted for sexually assaulting woman in Ravenswood, police. Illinois nursing home owners profit while many residents suffer during pandemic. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Turner proposes firefighter pay bump, but fire union still isn't satisfied. Thunderstorms and rain whip through Houston overnight, but luckily don't hover in place. Could today be the day that Abbott signs a radical abortion law critics call the most extreme in America? Updated. Imminent key dates you need to know to follow Deshaun Watson's story. In Vino Veritas, National Wine Day May 25th. Rockets end dismal season, 4 thoughts. Houston Concert Watch 5/19, Jadebird, Corey Taylor and more. The next headlines are about world records making news. Nora Meister opens Para Euros Day 4 finals with world record, swim. Chicago cyclist Phil Fox attempts world record around Lake Michigan, WLS-TV. U.S. Olympic gold medalist, world record holder Lee Evans dies at 74 years old, Sports Illustrated. Twice breaks world record for girl group with most MVs with over 100 million views, overtaking Little Mix, Soompi. Company to break wireless electricity transfer distance world record, Coke Fox 25. Guinness World Record official for Moose Jaw resident who drummed for nearly 26 hours, Global News. India sets world record for coronavirus, with the highest number of deaths per day, FloridaNewsTimes.com. States cases rise by 2,811 day after 2,805, deaths increase 44 versus 94, WPTV.com. Russian swimmer Kolesnikov lowers 50-back world record again, Kansas City Star. Bloke breaks Guinness World Record for balancing pool cue on his head for 2 hours, Daily Star. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Nest update will make Google's gadgets work with new smart home standard. Disney's new Spider-Man ride will allow you to purchase upgrades. The Dark Patterns tipline wants to hear how sites manipulate you. AirTags are the perfect dog tracking device, with the right accessory. UK doctor recounts terrifying experience with COVID-19 that hospitalized her for 5 months. Bizarro, a new banking Trojan, is sweeping through Europe. The Batgirl movie just added 2 Bad Boys directors. Apple adds gesture control, ASL support, and a ton of other accessibility features. Wear OS just got a second chance, it better not blow it. It's sundress weather in the Arctic. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 119.84 degrees Fahrenheit or 48.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 92.92 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 69.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Before ruining millions of vaccines, Emergent failed inspections, raked in cash. Preview, The Nevers makes abrupt turn in disorienting mid-season finale. Apple rolls out a slew of new accessibility features to iPhone, Watch, and more. 4 vulnerabilities under attack give hackers full control of Android devices. Semiconductor shortages continue to worsen, causing record order delays. AT&T overcharged Washington, D.C., for 5 years, must pay $1.5 million, AG says. HBO Max with ads, $10 more starting in June, and guess what it won't include? This is Kia's next electric car, the 300-mile F6. Want improved fast travel in Skyward Sword HD? Buy this $25 Amy Ibo. Someone has bid more than $2 million for the first new Shepherd seat. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump org CFO Alan Weisselberg under criminal tax fraud investigation by New York AG, report. GOP lawmakers angry about being hung out to dry after Kevin McCarthy came out against January 6th Commission. January 6th Commission bill passes with overwhelming bipartisan support and a blow to Kevin McCarthy. Manhattan expects to bring charges in Trump org case before he retires next year, ex-prosecutor Preet Bharara. Normally CEOs don't go to jail, here's why a former FBI official says Trump Organization people will go to prison. We need 2 political parties that recognize reality, and you ain't one of them, Tim Ryan screams at GOP. Marjorie Taylor Greene attacks Black Lives Matter, alleges unfair treatment of Capitol riot prisoners in anti-1/6 Commission rant. Capitol Police sent GOP a bombshell letter demanding January 6th Commission to hold criminals responsible, even officials. They need to hang. This insurrectionist demanded that Pelosi be handed over to the pro-Trump mob. Capitol rioter who called for hanging of Nancy Pelosi has been arrested in Pennsylvania. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The House just voted to create a commission to investigate the January 6th riots. McDonald's workers are striking for a $15 minimum wage. Texas governor signs 6-week abortion ban, teeing up a litigation free for all. In New York, the criminal probe into the Trump Organization just seriously intensified. Why progressive activists are terrified of Andrew Yang. The GOP is turning the January 6th insurrection into a new lost cause. To really slash emissions, we're going to need electric airplanes. Flouting CDC guidance, some schools are lifting mask mandates. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Fact check, elongated skulls in Peru are human, not alien, expert says, USA Today. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. To the brain, a tool is just a tool, not a hand extension, Scientific American. Robotic augmentation can transform human bodies, but at a cost, inverse. Delix Therapeutics retains KCSA Strategic Communications, Biospace. Postnatal development of hippocampal neural stem cell self-renewal and maintenance of proliferation, FloridaNewsTimes.com. Breakthrough discovery of nerve cells sending information in the wrong direction observed by scientists, Science Times. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Is there a real-life fountain of youth? The science behind Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides, Sci-Fi Wire. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, May 20th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Hell freezes over, 60 minutes does UFOs. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.